Hello and welcome back to this part 3 of my Great Divide mountain bike route adventure. In this episode I move on from Montana down the trail to Idaho and on into Wyoming. If you've got any questions and comments about the video, please put them in the space below, but beyond that I hope you enjoy what follows. Morning all, so it's the start of another day. We're at the campsite that we aimed for yesterday. That's where we've hung our food. Managed to get some paracord over this branch here, so everything looks okay. That's where we camped. So, a bit of a later start than usual, but get some breakfast going. We're heading out towards Basin. Some lovely tracks here, nice and shaded. That's Mark up ahead. Just picking our way through the potholes. Nice and cool up here. We've been camping above, I think, about 6,500 feet. It was nice and cool. So we're heading towards Basin and then on to Butte, Montana. So let's see how today unfolds. Well, we're definitely in hiker bike terrain here. Yeah, pretty steep coming up. Maybe it doesn't look it, but it is. I guess it's a push all the way up to the top, I think. Just coming down into Basin. Been a really steep climb up to the pass and now heading down. Just vast forests everywhere. We'll have a stop in Basin, I think. So having successfully got down off Lava Mountain with its rough trails, we eventually found our way into the little town of Basin and into the Silver Saddle Cafe and Bar and had a bite to eat, and that stood us in good stead for the rest of the journey. So we've arrived at this Sheep's Head campground on the way over towards Butte, Montana. It's a fantastic place. We met this family that were basically chilling out around this campfire here, and they were so kind. They've offered us beer, they've left us some strawberries, they cooked us hot dogs. We just couldn't believe how generous they were. Anyway, we've got the tent set up here. It is a picnic area rather than a campsite as such, but there's no one else here. So that's Mark getting organised. Tomorrow we will probably head off to the big town city of Butte, Montana, which is probably about another 20 odd miles from here. So, good night from the trail. Morning all, it's the start of day 13 and we're setting out from this little picnic area heading towards Butte. Yeah, there's no wind, blue sky, and heading to Butte. So that's all good. Keep going. So this is Butte, Montana. Nice bit of downhill to look at here. but one of the bigger towns. It competed with Helena for capital city status, but Helena won out, I believe. Anyway, we'll see what's what in Butte. Oh, it's famous for copper mining apparently. It supplied most of the electrification for the USA back in the day. (7,315 feet). Looks like the storm clouds have sort of gradually passed over, and I'm going downhill. Woohoo! And suddenly the countryside opens right out. I wonder if that's down there. I wonder if that's where the road joins onto the main road. We'll see. Pretty steep descent. Morning all. It's start of day 14 and I'm just leaving the campsite behind me here, heading towards Wise River and maybe onwards towards the Grasshopper Valley, I think it is. Today's first course on the menu is Fleecer Ridge, which has got a bit of a reputation, particularly for going well, northbound or southbound. There's a very steep slope for me going off it. Anyway, we'll see what that has in store. Right, all good. So we're setting off and heading in that direction. Oh, there's a little gopher or something going across the road. So I'm about 5 miles in, and I've just turned this corner, come out of the trees behind me, and I've got a feeling that that route up there is taking me up Fleecer Ridge. Looks a bit steep, probably a lot of hiker bike. See how we get on. It's nice to be up at this altitude. What height are we at? 7,500 feet at the minute. Right, let's go. Well, when you finally make it to the top, the views are absolutely epic. Look at that. I'm going to stop before I fall off. Wow. So that must be the Wise River valley down there. That's where the route takes us, and obviously beyond up into the hills in the distance. But this is there's another track that takes you right up to the top of presumably Mount Fleecer, I guess. But what a place to be. So I've ridden this far. I don't think I'm going to ride any much further. It just drops away here. What a view. Fantastic. I'm at the top of the Wise River Pass, heading down towards Polaris. 7,568 feet elevation. Wow. had the most fantastic downhill. It's just gone on for miles. It's gradually easing now, but it's still good. Look at the houses over there. Heading towards Polaris. So this is a ghost town by the name of Bannack, a town that didn't quite make it into the 20th century by the look of it. There's the schoolhouse, Main Street, various shops, and there's the hotel. So Bannack started out back in 1862 following discovery of gold in the area. There's quite a few of these abandoned ghost towns. It prospered for a while, but then eventually, as the gold rush kind of dissipated, it closed down. A campsite nearby, which is where I finally pitched up this evening. That looks like the Undertakers. Oh, it's a saloon bar. Oh wow. Hotel. Wow. This must be where they did all the cooking. Ah. Oh, that's very spooky. My goodness. Right, go and have a look elsewhere. Well, as the sun goes down on Bannack, ghost town, we'll call it a day. See you tomorrow. Morning all. Start day 15. I'm just leaving Bannack, heading towards Grand in Montana. There's the campsite. There's the road ahead. What a great prospect. Sometimes difficult to judge how much water you're going to need when you set off up these valleys. It's been very dry around about, and I've just come across a creek that's coming down from those mountains up there. There doesn't seem to be any cattle around, so I'm going to get the filter and top up. That was hard. Got some music on. think that's the crux of today's adventure. Top of the climb, and then it descends probably for about another 30 miles down to Lima. So we were deep in ranching country in the Tendoy Mountains, the Deer Lodge National Forest, and the flies in this area were absolutely atrocious. They were the biting variety, like horse flies, hence the net. Hi everyone, so this is the end of day 15. I'm just approaching the town of Lima. Just come out of the mountains where the sun's rays are coming down over there. It's been quite a long day, about 75 miles I think from that ghost town place. Anyway, I'm running along the side of the interstate here. And according to my sat-nav, Lima is just up there, about another 4 miles, thankfully. So that's it for today. I'll find a place to camp or whatever, get something to eat and drink, and see what tomorrow brings. See you later. So here I am continuing on to Lima. Unfortunately, I lost contact with Mark at some point during the course of the afternoon. I believe he made his way to Colter Bay over the course of the next few days, but for family reasons decided to stop there and return home. Morning all, it's day 16 of ride day. I'm just leaving Lima. I had a day off here, just a little bit of time to have a rest up really. So we're continuing on towards Colter Bay, which maybe will take another 3-4 days possibly. Nice crisp start to the day. Wow, that's faded. Ooh. There's the Lima Hills. Here we go. A bit of a low energy kind of situation back there. It was most of the morning just a real drag. Anyway, I've had a proper meal, one of these dehydrated meals that I saved for later. Feel a bit better now. This area is like the Serengeti. All those cattle down there, and little pockets of water, and another group of cows, herd of cows over there, and then you're into the mountains. Interesting landscape. It must have been a huge lake at one time. Oh, good morning all. Start of day 17 I think. So I camped at this lakeside it's called, the camping area. There's some other people here, three fellas from the US. They're out here fishing, and really kind. They offered me chicken and sausage and potato. So I was well looked after last night. Absolutely tremendous, how the trail provides sometimes. So anyway, today I think the next campsite that I'm aiming for is about 42 miles. Still got a bit of a cough, so I'm not going to overdo it again. So that 42 miles might be about right, I think. So get the hot drink on
and get ready to head off down there. There's the bear container. How's that for a gateway? So we're leaving Montana behind and now crossing the border into the next state, which is Idaho. Montana was pretty tough, I have to say, taking the stuffing out of us for a bit. So heading towards the kind of Yellowstone area now. I don't think there's much of the GDMBR in Idaho, maybe 70 odd miles. But there we go. Whoopee! Yeah, nice bit of trail here amongst the trees. Bit of shelter from the wind. It's just gradually downhill as well, which is nice for a change. Make the most of it. Just taking my time today. I think there's a couple of campsites up ahead. See what happens. There's also a little grocery and maybe a little village with some cafe or whatever in the next mile or two. So morning all, this is the start of day 18. I'm just leaving Island Park and I'm heading towards Jackson Lake, Coulter Bay Village, but I probably won't get there today because it's about 88 miles. So I'll stop somewhere along the way, possibly, so that's where we are at the moment, up here. And I'm going to go down here. There's some kind of Yellowstone branch line trail here which looks interesting, and then there's a fairly steep bit across here, but maybe I can get to some of these campsites possibly. So we'll see how the day unfolds. Nice start, pretty cool as usual, and we're on to cross-country gravel type road straight away. And judging by the embankment here, I think I'm on the Yellowstone old rail trail. It's very sandy, a bit sort of absorbs your effort quite a bit. I just spotted a moose in the water. Thankfully it's gone that way, not this way. It's got a calf with it. Whew. Seems to be a roost of really big birds here in that tree there. There's 4 or 5 over here. I wonder if they're condors. They're black with like a red front on the face. They're quite big. Just riding along by this river here. Very steep on this old railway line. And here's the tunnel that I think is collapsed. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, we're not going to get through there, that's for sure. Wow, what a place. I've just come out onto this top road out of the forest, and for the first time I think I can see the Tetons. Well, I can see them, but I don't know if the camera will pick it up. There's a really big one, Grand Teton, and then the lesser peaks off to the left. Just past a little sign back there, says you are now entering Wyoming. Why oh Wyoming. And Yellowstone National Park is over on the left hand side there. This runs along the fringe of it. Huh. The road's improved slightly, kind of like a earth road, which is a bit smoother. Some more pictures of the scenery, and two more people on the same route as me. Well, this is the first for this trip. Ouch. Flies everywhere. A late afternoon thunderstorm. Ooh. Look at that. Hailstones. Oh, that's refreshing. Ah, ouch. Well, that was the most amazing experience. A massive hailstorm, and the trail is suddenly turned into a kind of slurry of hailstones and mud. Look at that. And the temperature has plummeted from sweltering heat. I'm absolutely freezing. Still got to find a campsite, so got to keep going. What an adventure. God. Morning all. It's the start of day 19. I'm at the last of the little campsites on the JD Rockefeller area. I'm not that far from Colter Bay village on the edge of the Tetons, so maybe, I don't know, 10-15 miles. So I'm going to ride down there today and take a, I think they call it a Nero, not quite a zero. I think Colter Bay village looks like a place where I can resupply, hopefully find a new gas canister. Anyway, I've had a peaceful night. They're very strict around this JD Rockefeller area about wild camping, not allowing it. So I just camped outside the defined camping area. Provided me with a bear box. And the guys in the grey camper van there, when they saw me arrive last night, they almost immediately offered me some dinner, which I willingly and gratefully accepted. There's such kindness. Everywhere along the trail I've met, people have just been willing to share their dinners with me. It's fantastic. The three fishermen, and now these guys in the young couple in the grey camper van. Anyway, nice start to the day. Tends to be that as the day gets on, it clouds up and then you get a big thunderstorm at the end. So I'm going to get some coffee and then just take my time down to Colter Bay village. Entering the Grand Teton National Park. Wow. This is the highway between Grand Teton National Park and Yellowstone. So it's, you kind of, in the details for the route, you're warned that it's quite busy, lots of RVs. But there is a decent shoulder to ride on here. So it's okay so far.
So thank you very much for watching. If you've got this far, well done.
Wow.
We'll conclude the video there as I enter the Grand Teton National Park. Please give it a like if you've enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'll see you next time.